I cannot do anything good. It's a statement that feels absolute, final, but it's not a proclamation of fact. It's the echo in the chambers of my own self doubt. I try, I really do. I try to reconcile my intentions with my actions. I map out the path of good deeds in my mind, but my feet always seem to stumble onto a different road. And when I look at the results, the outcome feels almost evil. It's a profound disappointment that doesn't just say you failed, but whispers something much worse. This is the central paradox I keep confronting. We may strive with all of our heart to do good, only to discover that our efforts don't always land with the desired outcome. The road to hell, as they say, is paved with good intentions. And I feel like I've been laying bricks my entire life. So, I started to question the source, the engine, the motivation. When I act, am I acting out of genuine love? Or is there a quieter, more selfish engine humming in the background? A need for validation? A desire to be seen as good? I tell myself I always want the best for everyone, even those who've trespassed against me. I don't wish my enemies ill. In fact, I hope they get whatever they desire. But in this calculus of kindness, I often exclude one crucial person, myself. I can be my own worst enemy. I hate myself because of the things I do, and even more, the things that I fail to do. Why do I do anything, good or evil? It just feels like no matter what path I choose, I am subject to the judgment of the world, real or imagined, criticizing my every move. And so often, the easiest choice is to simply stop, to give up, to walk away, leave the work incomplete. This isn't just procrastination, this is self-sabotage. Self-doubt and self-hatred are not just feelings. They are powerful forces that actively hold us back from achieving our goals. They make us easily swayed, convincing us to give up on our challenges instead of persevering. The lack of discipline becomes a pattern, and that pattern leads to what looks like from the outside a string of failures. We become experts in avoidance. We master the art of distraction, using escapes of every kind to forget our problems instead of facing them head on. I can trace so many of my own failures directly back to this corrosive cycle of self-hatred. I never had the discipline to stay, to persevere, to overcome. It leaves you feeling profoundly lost, as if there's no one to save you, not even yourself. You live as if you lost all hope. Let that sink in. Here's the most painful twist. I managed to complete what society deems a noble action. Even if I were to feed the poor, shelter them, provide them with new hope, I would still feel a lingering sense of evil, because a terrifying question arises. Even when we do good deeds, does it actually make us good people? It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that society's checklist for nobility is the same as genuine moral worth. But without pure, authentic desire to help others, our actions can feel empty, strictly performative. I have to be brutally honest with myself. Do I do the things that I do because I genuinely want to see a positive change, or because I believe it's what society will deem noble? Am I trying to heal the world, or am I just trying to patch up my own broken self-image? It's a haunting thought that our sins are not absolved by good deeds, that we are born with a kind of inherited curse, a scarlet letter we can never remove, that no matter what we do, at our core, we will always be evil. But even with this understanding, even with this heavy weight, it's still essential to strive, to try, to make an effort to create a positive impact. There's a famous image, a rose growing from concrete. It doesn't ask the concrete for permission. It doesn't question if it's worthy of beauty. It simply grows. defiantly, creating something beautiful in a harsh and unforgiving environment. We can do the same. We can still create beauty even in the midst of our own perceived evil. But let's be even more honest. Deep down, do I always want to help the person on the street? That's something most of us don't want to admit. We lie to ourselves. We say we would help the homeless, but how? How often do we actually look them in the eye? How often do we even attempt to give our spare change or a moment of our time? I've come to accept that I cannot gain moral status from the good I am capable of doing. No matter how much I produce, I may always feel that underlying stain. But nevertheless, I have a hope, a small, fragile hope, that people might remember me not as a fundamentally good person, but as someone who did well, as someone who, despite being convinced he could only produce evil, never fully stopped trying to produce good. Maybe that's the pinpoint for all of us. We strive to do good precisely to overcome our evil tendencies. We cultivate a sense of discipline, not because it's easy, but because it's right. Doing good is not easy. It requires dedication to stay on the path that is often steep and rocky. We all have moments of weakness. I face temptation daily from the selfish desires of my own heart. But I remind myself, it is vital to be mindful, to check our motives, to strive for purity, and honestly, even if we fail, to live today as if we are doing what is right, even if we feel like we're faking it. So this is my plea to my own soul and to yours. My soul, bring me to ecstasy. Without ecstasy, bring me to a place of purpose beyond fleeting reward. And may you always find the strength to produce good, even when you are convinced that all you are is evil.